Hello, everybody. Welcome to Opening Up the Closet, and I am Triza Patricia, also known as Tripat. And thank you so much for being here with us. Remember, in Opening Up the Closet, we talk about the opportunities, the enablers, the negativities, the failures, the successes, purpose. All these are in our unconscious, all these are in our hearts, all these are in our minds. So in opening up the closet, we want to know what is it that we are doing right, what is it that we wish to make better, and what is it that we wish to leave behind so that it doesn't keep hanging or dragging us back. Thank you again very much. Today, I want to have an unscripted edition. And what I mean by that is that today we just want to talk without having to follow any guideline. And majorly, I want to talk about a piece of myself in the closet that might be touching upon someone else who has gone through this. So I was thinking today, do I really know my purpose? Have I really gotten there? Have I just been going round and round and round looking for my purpose and not getting there? Am I doing it the right way? Because I am out here trying to encourage everyone to live their purpose. I am out here trying to tell people to search deeply and find out if they are doing the right thing, that they intended to have done with their lives at whatever age. I mean, some people get to their purpose way earlier in life, and other people get there a bit late. But we all strive to at least get there. And for those who do not know they have a purpose, we help in identifying what our purpose is. Today, I am thinking, when I go around and talk to people, and I get people who call and write to me, and we get to talk, and I introduce myself and say my name, and I say I am a wellness coach, and I say I am a psychologist, and all that introduction. I am a mother, I am a sister, I am a grandchild, I am an auntie. But something usually stops me in my track, and I feel like going on and on and on and on. And why am I saying this? At the back of my mind, I still feel like I am also an interior designer. I know I am a spa guru. I know I am a therapist. And I know I can talk and help people talk out their problems. I know I can do business very well. All these are titles that I give myself. And in my head, I believe that they are me because I can do them very well. And every time as I chase towards one angle of what I think is my purpose, I keep retracting and I'm thinking, am I doing the right thing? Am I gambling with my purpose? I hope you get me from there. And I know where this comes from. And that is why I say our childhood defines really who we become as adults. Our childhood is very important. As I was growing up, I got, I don't know whether to call it an opportunity or a chance to be able to live with a lot of my relatives. My parents were there and they are still there, but I lived with many, many families. And from these families, I was picking values. Okay, I was picking morals. I was picking life skills, how to communicate, how to make decisions, how to solve problems, how to think critically, and how, on creativity. So I picked all these life skills from different families. And when I sit, at times I feel like they are all playing in my mind and they are all trying to get space in my mind. What am I trying to say? Parents, caregivers, guardians. We have our children. And I'm sure there's no parent that wants their children not to follow, not to grow up morally or not to have good values. But I am saying that we must be there to talk to our children. And if my purpose was instilled in me as early as, that young age, so even as I was walking around and living with different families for different reasons, then I would actually stick to my purpose. And by now, I wouldn't feel like I'm a bit confused. I'll use that word today. Confused because I feel like there is so much. I mean, the other day I was looking at my certificates and I find this certificate from Lenana High School about 2009, 2007, and I was the fifth best in the entire country doing public speaking. And I told myself, "Hi, have you met you?" You know? And this gave me then again another identity. So it was like my identity was in conflict, and I'm trying to find out who is this. And trust me, to date, it still at times comes into my mind and bothers me. Guardians, parents, caregivers, we have these children. And I work in schools, and this is why Minds on the Move has been born. Minds on the Move is a program under opening up the closet, because I realize that as I am speaking to adults, most of these problems are coming from our childhood. All right? Down here, we don't have control at times because our parents decide for us, our guardians, our caregivers, they decide for us. So Minds on the Move is going around trying to talk to these children from down here and finding an opportunity or a chance to even meet the caregivers and parents so that we talk about how to guide our children. I was thinking the other day, I was sitting with a few parents, about four parents. There were two gentlemen and we were three ladies. We were all parents. And we were talking about how hard we are working right now. Everyone is working very hard. And why? Just so that they secure their children's future. Nobody wants their children to struggle. We are providing good education. We are putting best meals on the table. We are giving very good and decent clothing. We are all striving to do that. And when you hear a lot of success stories, then you hear someone say that I came from a poor background. I struggled my way up. And I don't want my children to go through the same thing. But then we kept asking ourselves, after we have given our kids all this, and then for them, of course, they will not have the same story as us. They will not say I came from a poor background. They will not say I struggled my way up, because their parents, didn't want them to struggle their way up. But are we instilling in them these values and morals and hard work so that their next generation, they can be able to give them a story too and say, as much as my parents worked hard, as much as my parents put food on the table and very good meals for us, as much as my parents took us for holidays and trips, I have made this better. And my children, I am also going to give you the best that I can, so that this circle continues. And we don't have our next generation, the second generation from us, plunging back into poverty because we did everything and we don't have the time to nurture them. We do not have the time to steer them to the right direction. We are too busy trying to provide for them. We are not getting time to guide them. It means our second, third, fourth generation is going to get back to where we came from. You see that point where you struggled? That is where they'll go from, because they do not know how to get where you are right now. I hope I'm being clear. So we must unite and try and guide them towards achieving their purpose as early as they can, so that wherever it is life throws them, they can be able to still pick up and say, I know where I'm headed. I am losing direction, and so I have to bring myself back. I felt that this was very necessary for me to bring through, because as I go around doing Minds on the Move in schools mostly, we are still trying to reach out to many schools and parents. I have realized that as the children even share, they really wish that they could talk to their parents, guardians, and caregivers. They really hope that there can be someone to guide them. And some of them don't even know what they want. Some are in grade 8 right now. I'm speaking with them. Some are in Form 3 and Form 4 right now, and you ask them what they want to be, and they look at you. They have no idea. And when I ask them their identity or what makes them happy, what they like, what they would love to do, they say, to make my parents happy. Are we teaching, are we guiding, are we nurturing these children towards being independent, towards reaching their purpose early enough? We are losing it. We are losing the entire generation if we are not going to start having a moment with our children or with those who we care about. So we are working hard. We want to leave a legacy. We want to make our children happy, but let them also have a good story to tell their children, and you, your grandchildren and great grandchildren, and let it continue like that. I am so happy to have had this conversation with you today. And we can just hold hands. I mean, Minds on the Move is open for anyone who would want to join, so that we go around these schools or we look for these children who we can mentor. Let's talk. There's so many topics to talk to them about, especially life skills is very important. How to communicate, how to make decisions, how to solve problems, critical thinking, creativity, once you empower a child like that. Trust me, wherever it is they go, they know how to handle that. Please, as you go home, just try and think about how you're nurturing your child. And if you have any questions or you want to talk, I am always here. Reach me on 0729 422302 or write to me at trippatlimited@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening and be blessed.